Hey guys, it's Suzy Lolley again, back with another video, and tonight's topic is motivation. So I want you to think about your least motivated kid, and once you've gotten them pictured in your head, or maybe a group of kids, I want you to know that part of the mission of my blog is to bring you more solutions for motivation. So my particular philosophy on that is gamification, and tonight we're talking part 3. So if you missed parts 1 and 2, I've done videos already on avatars and also badges. So make sure to go back and catch those on my YouTube channel. You can also go to my website, suzylolley.com/subscribe, and catch a series I've created there just for motivation. So as you're tuning in tonight, I want to go ahead and talk to you again about missions and levels. Let's go ahead and get started. The whole goal of a gamified classroom is that you're transforming the vocabulary of how your classroom runs. You're transforming a lot of the methodology, but you're keeping the content. And so with that, we're calling our objectives missions, and then we're calling our levels let's say the units that students would need to work on. And I think a good representation of that would be in a math class where, I have to know addition before I can know subtraction. Then I have to know that before I can know multiplication. It's like each level kind of builds on itself or builds on each other. So a mission is a content-related objective, and it could be a whole unit, or your missions could be part of a bigger whole. So I'll show you that in just a minute with my class. A level then is, again, getting harder as the game goes on, and we call that leveling up. As you make it to a new level, it's called leveling up. So how do you create missions and levels? You look at the content, you break it into chunks, you order it in a way that gets progressively harder, because I don't want kids to be really struggling on level 1 and then, oh, level 2 through 6 are so easy. And then you create a minimum requirement for leveling up. So let's put that theory of missions and levels into the practical. In my classroom, the most recent thing I taught was 11th grade American Lit, and if you've watched the other videos, you probably already know that, but just kind of recapping for you in case you're jumping in the middle. So I tried to take that theme and really incorporate it into every part of my game. So here I have where students would be required to complete certain tasks maybe for level 1. Now, some roads nearby us, or a road nearby us is called Towne Lake Parkway. So my lowest level of my game is called a road trip, and it's a road trip up Towne Lake Parkway, which is kind of womp womp, boring, just right near the house. But they can work their way up all the way to Route 66. So again, I'm playing off the road theme of American Road Trip for American literature. Road tripping around the country, finding different authors and what they wrote. As far as earning their permission to move up to another level, like another road trip, they would have to complete a fuel gauge. Now, going back and looking at this, I'm like, Suzy, why did you make your fuel gauge a pie chart? I have no idea, except that I'm not artistic in the least, and so this is just what came to mind. But they would color in this fuel gauge as they did different required tasks. We'll talk in just a minute about how not everybody will have to do the same exact tasks, but everybody does have to do the minimum requirements in order to be able to move to the next level. So again, my fuel gauge represented their activities that they would have to do within that level, and then, or within that road trip, and then the different road names are the road trips where they would move up the different levels. So continuing with the practical application here, so let's just look at, break it down as far as it can go. As far as road trip number 1, Towne Lake Parkway, what did I ask them to do? Well, these activities are actually from when I was doing professional development with teachers, so if they don't make sense to you, that's okay. I was teaching them how to create a game, and so everything that I've highlighted here adds up to 775 XP or points. We'll get to that on another video, but you can see that I have other activities here that were not necessarily required. So everyone does have to level up. That's really important to remember, because in a math class, it's not like you can say, okay, guys, you don't have to learn about decimals. You can skip that. No, everybody has to learn a base level of understanding about decimals. But those kids who are finish early, go ahead, go beyond, they certainly have different activities they can do to get more XP. but everybody's going to have to learn the skill to a certain level, even if it takes several times. That's part of the gamification philosophy, is we retry until we learn it. But not everybody's going to necessarily have to do everything. So in this example, the ones that I highlighted, they had to do to move up, and then if they got a top score or a perfect record, or they shared something, or you guys, I had so much fun creating all these different pieces of my game. But again, American Road Trip, I had roadside attractions, different explorer quests they could do. They could earn points for those and move up. So that was my road trip for level 1, aka Towne Lake Parkway. And then finally, when kids do level up, it's a big deal that first of all, it's theme related, but also that you make a big deal of it. If no one ever knows that people leveled up, then they are not excited about the possibility. As I said on my badging video, we have to create some desire, some want to behind it. And so I wish I could show you the video here, but I just was worried that a video embedded within a video was not going to work. But on my theme for American Road Trip, when they level up, they would come to the board and push a button that would play a hugely obnoxious car horn. I mean, long, the kind that you would get if you were driving a jalopy and you were laying on the horn. So having something fun like that it's a day when we're all working toward our missions, there's a car horn in the middle of the board, or, you know, you're a dinosaur theme, there's a dinosaur roar, whatever it is, but making a big deal, even for older kids, because that's what I taught, 8th grade and up. You know, even for bigger kids, they might act embarrassed, but it's really cool to make a big deal of it. And also, again, if we're talking motivation, that gets your other kids in the game. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about badges, avatars, missions, and levels. There are more motivation ideas through gamification to come. So again, if you would like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. It's little, but it's mighty. And then also go visit me on my blog, SuzyLolley.com. The address is right here in the bottom left and also, or bottom right, excuse me, and also linked below this video. I would love for you to go back and watch parts 1 and 2 and subscribe. Thanks so much.